For more content in production, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. Thank you. We'll begin.
Shalom, shalom. My name is Baruch. Thank you for watching the Torah Effects. In this episode, we'll explore something no one is talking about: the 30 pieces of silver. We know that Judas sold Yahushua the Mashiach to the Pharisees, but what happened after that? To whom was Yahushua sold to? What's hidden in the Hebrew scriptures? What can we learn about ourselves? Is this something to do with us? Fasten your seatbelts. Once again, this study will enlighten us the current era and why it's so important to acknowledge what Yahweh has to say in His Word. Let's find out next.
In this episode of the Torah Effects, we're exploring one of the mysteries, the betrayal of Mashiach Yahushua by Yehuda, commonly called Judas. Yahushua was sold for 30 coins of silver. Why was 30 coins? Also, what was bought with the money? We'll begin with Matthew 27, 3 and 6. Then Judas, the traitor, seeing that he was condemned, repenting, returned the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and the elders, and taking the pieces of silver, the chief priests said, "It is not lawful to put them into the treasury, since it is the price of blood." This verse reveals that money was considered as blood money, thus it raises more questions. If the money was not placed in the temple's treasury, then what was the money used? Matthew 27, 7 and 8. And taking counsel, they bought of them the field of a potter, for burial for goyim, strangers. So that field was called the field of blood until today. The ancient valley known as the Valley of Hinnom, Gehinnom, or Gehenna, which surrounded ancient Jerusalem from the west and southwest, has taken on theological significance in a number of ways, including the idea that it is a location of divine punishment in Jewish eschatology. It was the location of the Tophet in the late First Temple period, when some of Judah's monarchs offered their children as fire sacrifices, and corpses continued to be set on fire. The prophet Jeremiah then cursed it. Jeremiah 7, 31 and 33. They have built the high places of Tophet in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire. And the bodies of this people shall be food for the birds of the heavens, and for the beasts of the earth, and no one shall frighten them away. We have a clue. The blood money was utilized to purchase a burial site. This is not random, and to solve this mystery. Question: what is the connection of the 30 pieces of silver with the Mashiach and the land that was purchased? Let's dig a little deeper. As was mentioned by the prophets, the 30 pieces of silver have something profound that we need to decodify, and for that, we need to look into the Torah. Exodus 21, 32. If the ox gores a male slave, he shall give 30 silver shekels to his master. Here the Mashiach is identified as the servant, sold for 30 pieces of silver. Transliteration, Ebed. Definition, slave, servant. Now that we know that Yahushua is the servant of Yahweh, he is the one called to do the Almighty's will. Isaiah 49, 3, 5 and 6. And said to me, You are my servant to Yisrael, you in whom I shall be exalted. Yahweh, who formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Yaakov, Yisrael, back to him, though Yisrael is not gathered. You should be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob, and to restore the preserved ones of Yisrael. I will also give you my salvation, to be for a light of the nations, to the end of the earth. Now that we know the mission of Yahushua is to gather and restore the preserved ones of Yisrael, the word for preserved one is transliteration, Natsar. Definition, to watch, guard, keep. Jeremiah 31, 6. For there shall be a day when the watchman on the hills of Ephraim shall call out, Arise and let us go up to Zion, to Yahweh our Agil or Almighty. This root word is the same as transliteration, Netzer. Definition, a sprout, shoot. That is the reason why the Mashiach, his title, is Yahushua of Netzaret. No wonder why Shaul or Paul was called a Nazarene. Acts 24, 5. This man is a ringleader of the Nazarene sect. Now, let's go back to the 30 pieces of silver. Zechariah 11, 12 and 13, and they weighed my price, 30 pieces of silver. Throw it to the potter, the splendid price at which I was valued by them. And I took the 30 pieces of silver and threw it to the potter in the house of Yahweh. This verse, which we are piecing together, talks of Yahweh's potter's house. But in the prophet Jeremiah, Yahweh sent him to the potter's house and watched the potter working on clay. Jeremiah 18:2 For rise up and go down to the potter's house. Then I went down to the potter's house, and behold, he was working a work on the wheel. The message is intended and identified as to whom? The house of Yisrael, the northern kingdom. Jeremiah 18:6 O house of Yisrael, can I not do to you as this potter? Says Yahweh. Behold, as the clay in the potter's hand, so are you in my hand, O house of Yisrael. Yahweh divorced the initial 12 tribes, 13 after Joseph's tribe divided into his sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, for their disobedience. All 12 tribes were taken prisoner in Assyria and Babylon. Almost just 2 of the tribes returned to their ancestral lands after being granted independence several years later. These 2 tribes were Benjamin and Judah. Scripture refers to them as the southern kingdom, the house of Judah. They are referred to as Jews. Most of the other 10 tribes dispersed throughout the nations and never came back. Now, let's start putting the pieces together and why the Mashiach plays a major role in this. It was already prophesied he needed to come for the lost sheep of the northern kingdom. Zechariah 10:6 I will save the house of Joseph, and I will return to save them, for I have pity on them. Matthew 15:24 And he answering said, I was not sent except to the lost sheep of the house of Yisrael. Contrary to popular belief, the mission of Yahushua is specific to whom he came. The northern kingdom is referred to as the house of Yisrael, house of Yosef, house of Yaakov, Ephraim, the lost sheep or lost tribes. We have now all the clues. Let's put them together and see the reason why Mashiach was sold. 30 pieces was the price it was paid for Yahushua. The field of the potter referred to the nations or Edom. Remember, what it was will be again, Yehudah or Judah sold Yosef. Now this time Yehudah or Judah sold Yahushua. To whom? To the nations where the house of Yisrael is. In other words, Christianity where the Mashiach has been for the last 2,000 years. The house of Yisrael is among the nations, and yes, including Christianity. Shaul or Paul never invented a new religion, rather followed the Torah and always referred to the Tanakh, the Hebrew scriptures. He speaks about the house of Yisrael and the restoration to be fulfilled in the Acrid Hayamim or last era. Romans 9:24-25 whom he also called, not only us, of Jews, but also out of nations. As also he says in Hosea, I will call those not my people, and those not beloved, beloved. Hosea 2 verse 23.
Shalom, shalom. Well, what you think? This was definitely incredible. Yahweh is really revealing in this last era major secrets hidden for centuries. We'll continue to study together every week in this channel, The Torah Effects. Please leave us your comments. We love to know what you think. Leave us a like and subscribe. My name is Baruch. Until next time, shalom, shalom.
Toda Rabba. If you like this video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. There's more content in production. Thank you.